breaking news just coming into the 11 News studio right now. Colorado State Patrol has confirmed it's investigating a crash that left a man dead. The project that's supposed to beautify a stretch of I-70B is having some ugly side effects. But do you know what they actually make and why they make it? Tonight, we investigate. Police are still looking for leads in an arson case that caused $5,400 in damage. Amanda, real quick, when will the project be done again? And we were so hoping to see the supermoon, but the darn clouds got in the way. You can't even find the moon. They say he kicked in the back door, stole 142 DVDs. They found him right here in the parking lot. They say when they tried to approach him, he tried to take off. A Chicago doctor is using a treatment normally used on menopausal women to help patients suffering from post-traumatic stress disorder. And if you like today, you're going to love tomorrow and pretty much the rest of the week, right, Scott?
That's pretty much how it goes. Kind of sound like a broken record, as we've been saying for a while.
Well, like I said, I like this broken
record. We're
going to
just keep on playing the same song.
Bad news for book lovers. Our Borders bookstore here off Highway 6 and 50 is one of 6 statewide that will be closing down. U.S. military officials say there are signs that pro-Gaddafi forces are retreating. Back to our top story, the neighborhood surrounding 12th Street and Walnut Avenue was defaced overnight. And just a quick note, if you're traveling on I-70 tomorrow in the DeBeck Canyon, they're going to be doing some rockfall mitigation. That starts at 8 a.m. and some folks can expect up to hour delays. Many people take for granted that when you flip a switch in your home, a light turns on. The Mesa County Sheriff's Office says the mother called 911 at around 10 a.m. this morning, saying her daughter wasn't conscious or breathing. At this point, we do not know how the girl died, but the Sheriff's Office is investigating alongside the Mesa County coroner. Investigators say the child was found in a duplex near 31 and D&a-half roads. They say the child is around 6 months old, and they're calling it an unattended death for now. Officials say they haven't ruled out foul play or a tragic accident. Now, today's death marks the second unattended death of a child in Mesa County this month alone. Sheriff's Office is still investigating the death of 17-month-old Annalisa Rivera. She was found dead March 6th by her parents at her Clifton home. For now, back to you. Well, the fate of medical marijuana dispensaries here in Grand Junction is now in the hands of voters. And with less than 2 weeks away until the election, advocates on both sides are hitting the streets for a final push. Going from door to door, today Diane Cox is a one-woman campaign.
The reason we're passing out the flyers is we want people to be sure to understand what they're voting for.
On the ballot, Referred Measure A, a measure that would ban medical marijuana dispensaries in Grand Junction, something Diane is all for.
I think that they're a channel for a great deal of dope going out into our community.
But not everyone agrees.
Well, they're our only regulated system to controlling medical marijuana that we have.
On the other side of the coin is Christine Groves from Mesa County Constitutional Advocates, who says regulation is key when it comes to distributing medical marijuana.
Medical marijuana centers are paying for the enforcement and the regulation of this industry, and it will help keep the community safe in the long run.
A yes vote on Referred Measure A would ban pot shops from running in Grand Junction, but medical marijuana would still be legal.
It's going to give patients who do have a constitutional right in the state of Colorado to have access to safe and reasonable access to medical marijuana, and possibly that access could be linked to illegal activities.
But Diane says it's high time the city put an end to marijuana sales.
It's a lucrative drug trade, and we don't need that here.
It will be up to voters to settle this heated debate come April.
I think it's going to be a real crossroads for the future of Grand Junction.
And don't forget, your ballots are due by 7 p.m. April 5th. You can drop them off here at the Old County Courthouse. For now, I'll send it back to you in the studio.
They would help anybody out. They're very, very good people.
Wiping away tears, friends of Scott Clark and Kama Sandberg can't say enough about the couple who they say left this world too soon.
Very good people. We did a lot of stuff through the summers, a lot of outings, fishing, barbecues. We spent the holidays together this year.
Kama is very, like I said, very loving and very giving, and she does a lot of charity work.
But Monday morning, a gruesome discovery. Scott's son awoke to find the couple dead inside their Montrose home, leaving friends devastated and confused.
I want to give him the biggest hug I can ever give him right now, and that I'm sorry.
I don't know why anybody would want to hurt these people.
Sheriff's officials have now named this man as a person of interest, 19-year-old Ryan Peterson, a troubled teen who the couple had welcomed into their home.
Scott was a very giving, loving person, and he was helping the kid. I don't think the kid would hurt him.
But not everyone agrees.
They need to find Ryan and definitely question him.
Ryan is also wanted on 4 outstanding warrants in Montrose County for everything from theft to trespassing. And until some questions are answered, friends of Sandberg and Clark say their concern is with the couple's son, whose future is suddenly uncertain.
I just want him to be a strong kid and to stay who his parents raised him to be and to remember them forever.
In Montrose, Natalie Pallone, KKCO 11 News.
Monster, Rockstar, Red Bull.
Energy drinks. Teens are reaching for them.
If you drink one a day, it'll get you energized for school.
Many using them for years now.
Since like the 8th grade. Yeah.
And they aren't just taking a couple sips.
I'll drink like 4 the whole day.
A typical energy drink has as much caffeine in it as 5 cups of coffee.
We used to drink like 3 or 4 a day just to to see how it would affect us.
A recent study says energy drinks are affecting teens in more ways than one, even suggesting it can lead to risky behavior and addiction.
Like an alcoholic that can't go without a beer, but with us, in our case, it'd be energy drink freaks that can't go without energy drinks.
Personal trainer Tasia Wright says the drinks are unhealthy for any young person.
Especially for their long-term effects and sleeplessness, restlessness, anxiety.
And don't forget the headaches, temporary depression, calcium loss, and more.
My concern is, when they're having 2, 3, 4, 5, just to get through the day.
Wright says there are natural ways to fuel your body and get that pick-me-up feeling.
Eating smaller meals, eating every 2 hours with complex carbohydrates, with lean protein in their diet.
That's something many teens admit they're lacking.
I'm all hyper in that when I drink them, but other than that, I love my energy drinks.
The FDA regulates caffeine in soft drinks, but not in energy drinks. So in the end, it may be up to parents to monitor what their kids are drinking. In Grand Junction, Natalie Pallone, KKCO 11 News. Grand Junction police are hoping tips from the public will help them find the people who went on a crime spree early Saturday morning, causing thousands and thousands of dollars worth of damage. Police say vandals hit the 1200, 1300, and 1400 blocks of Orchard, Pinion, Walnut, and Cedar Avenues. They broke into garages, spray-painted homes and businesses, even cars. Windshields were also broken out. There are more than 30 known victims at this time, but that number could rise. Police don't have any leads in the case and are asking anyone with information to call the anonymous Crime Stoppers tip line. That's 241-STOP. Now, if your home or business was spray painted, you can call 243-WASH, and the sheriff's office will send a crew with its tag graffiti removal program to clean it up. Now, that's a free service that uses inmate work crews. Officials say crews typically will get around to your neighborhood within a few days of your call. Colorado Health Department figures show that men make up the vast majority of registered medical marijuana users in the state. Men consistently made up more than 70% of patients listed on the state's medical marijuana registry list between January 2009 and June of 2010. The figures show that during that time, the state's registry grew by more than 90,000 people, and Colorado now has about 120,000 listed medical marijuana patients. Colorado is one of 16 states where marijuana is allowed for medical use. 2 Colorado Democratic lawmakers want to limit the number of mentally ill inmates who are placed in solitary confinement. They say their bill is needed to lower the recidivism rate for inmates with mental health problems who are placed in solitary confinement. The Senate bill would require state prisons to have physicians evaluate inmates with mental illnesses before they're placed in solitary confinement. The bill will get its first hearing tomorrow, but the Department of Corrections opposes the bill. It says solitary confinement is used appropriately to protect the rest of the prison population. Authorities are warning about scams already set up targeting people who want to donate to relief efforts in Japan. Just days after the devastating earthquake and tsunami, several internet scams have already been reported. The Better Business Bureau is advising everyone to be careful before reaching for their wallets. Experts say setting up phony donation sites is easier than ever now, and people looking to donate should not respond to emails that solicit money, and be aware of anything that looks suspicious.
No matter how legitimate it looks otherwise, poor spelling, poor grammar is an excellent tip-off that you're dealing with somebody who's a scammer.
Donors are also advised to make payments with credit cards. Those are easier to track than a check. Anyone who'd like to make a donation to the Red Cross can log on to NBC11news.com and click on this story for a link. Floodwaters rushed through northern New Jersey towns. This express bus is out of service after getting caught up in fast-moving waters on the Passaic River in Patterson. The river crested several feet above flood stage last night, swollen from recent rains. The water started receding today, but it's hard to tell from some of the images we're seeing. At least 5 bridges were flooded out in the city, and the river itself is roaring. The roads should dry out over the next few days. 2 helicopters and an air tanker helped 150 firefighters work to finish containing a wildfire in the foothills west of Boulder. Firefighters say the fire was 60% contained as they started work on it this morning on the remaining burn areas in steep terrain with no roads. Officials say the fires burned 600 acres since it started Friday. Police are asking for your help in finding the suspects involved in a fight outside a North Avenue liquor store. It happened around 11 p.m. on February 10th near Pete's House of Spirits on the corner of North and 16th Street. Police say a man was assaulted just as he was leaving the store. Now, the suspects are described as 2 white men in their 20s, both about 5'8" and weighing between 160 and 180 pounds. The suspects drove off in a late 4-door red Dodge pickup. Anyone with information is asked to call Crime Stoppers. That number 241-STOP. Crime Stoppers will pay up to $1,000 for information leading to an arrest.